PU 2017 Introductory MME question number 3D part 1. Find the asymptotes for y equals to x cube plus 5 divided by 1 minus x square. Okay, so there are three types of asymptotes. First is vertical, the second is horizontal, and the third is oblique. Now, for a rational function, what is a rational function? Rational function is quotient of a polynomial by another polynomial. So we can see that x cube plus 5 is a polynomial of degree 3 and 1 minus x square is a polynomial of degree 2. So this is a rational function. For a rational functions, vertical asymptotes occur when the denominator is equal to 0. That means all those values of x when y is becoming infinite. So that means 1 minus x square is equal to 0. This means x equals to plus minus 1. So there are two vertical asymptotes, x equals to 1 and x equals to minus 1. Now, horizontal asymptotes of a rational function occur only when the degree of the numerator is less than equal to the degree of the denominator. But over here, the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator. Degree of the numerator, which is 3, is greater than the degree of the denominator, which is 2. So there are no horizontal asymptotes. In these cases, oblique asymptotes occur. How do we find oblique asymptotes? We divide the numerator by the denominator. So we will divide x cube plus 5 by x square minus 1. So when we divide by long division, x square into x is x cube. Then x into minus 1 is minus x. Then we will have x minus 5. So basically, this can be written down as y equals to x plus x minus 5 divided by x square minus 1. Now, as x goes to infinity, this particular term goes to 0. Why? Because the degree of the denominator is greater than the degree of the numerator. So, when x goes to infinity, y goes to x. Therefore, y equals to x is an oblique asymptote. So, there are two vertical asymptotes, no horizontal asymptote, and one oblique asymptote. Now, we look at part 2. So what does part 2 say? Now we find the asymptote for y equals to x e power minus 3x. So y equals to x e power minus 3x. So let us talk about horizontal asymptotes. And vertical asymptotes. For such functions which are a product of a polynomial function and an exponential function, we talk about horizontal asymptotes and vertical asymptotes. Okay. So now what are vertical asymptotes? Vertical asymptotes are those values of x for which y becomes infinite. So we can see that y is equal to x into e power minus 3x. So there is no finite value of x for which y becomes infinite. You can see that y is equal to x e power 3x. Whatever finite value of x we are going to take, this expression will always be finite. This will not become infinity because e power 3x is never going to be 0 for any x. So there are no vertical asymptotes. Okay. Let's talk about horizontal asymptotes. Horizontal asymptotes occur when x goes to infinity or when x goes to minus infinity. So if we have some finite value of y for which is occurring when x is going to infinity or minus infinity, those are our horizontal asymptotes. So let us see limit x tending to infinity x e power minus 3x. So which is going to be limit x tending to infinity x upon e power 3x. So this is infinity by infinity form. We can see that. So we use L'Hopital rule. So this is limit extending to infinity. Derivative of x is x. Derivative of e power 3x is 3 e power 3x. So now as x goes to infinity, this term goes to infinity because e power 3x, e is a positive number and e power 3x will explode as x goes to infinity. So this is going to be 0. So therefore, one of the horizontal asymptotes is y equals to 0. Now let us see what happens as x goes to minus infinity. So we will have x e power minus 3x. So note that as x goes to minus infinity, this whole thing is going to infinity because it is e power minus 3x. So as x goes to minus infinity, minus x goes to infinity. So this limit is actually going towards infinity. Okay. And e power minus 3x is going towards infinity, and this x is a negative number. So this is actually going towards minus infinity. So this is not a finite number. And therefore, there is only one horizontal asymptote, which is y is equal to 0, and there are no vertical asymptotes.